Dr. Abhay is probably just stuck somewhere. He just asked for 5 minutes more, so we'll just wait for him. Sorry for the delay.
Vaishnavi, I think Abhay sir has joined.
Okay. Welcome, Abhay, sir. So,
Yeah, good evening.
good evening, sir. So, I welcome all the participants and my co-organizers, Nashi and Balaji. So, let's begin with the event for the day. Just a moment, I'll just share the screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Thank you, Nashi.
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so welcome back again to Enigma Day 2. So we already know all the esteemed judges for the day. So let's begin. Entry number 17. So here we go.
Greetings to everyone. I'm Tabitha and final year occupational therapy student. So to start with, the name of the equipment that now I'm going to demonstrate is handy pericock. So handy pericock is a series of activity which actually comprises of the 7 basic activity, and the main focus of these 7 activities is going to be the hand functions and the cognitive skill and the perception skill of the particular person, which can also focus on their coordination, etc. So the objective of this equipment is that it involves the materials which is readily available in everyone's house and which is cost effective also, and this can actually be very helpful during the tele-rehabilitation. You can either do assessment or provide rehabilitation using all these activities. So the activities can be adapted and modified according to the areas of the practice, like it can also be used in the pediatrics, geriatrics, psychiatry, orthopedics, neurology, and hand rehabilitation too. So the first activity is pen twister. So this pen twister, so the materials that I've used in this pen twister is like the thread from my old salwar, or you can just use a thread which is easily readily available. And this is an old pen's cap, and this is a pen which runs out of the refill. So having this, I've just stuck the end of this thread in this pen. So now we can just give this activity based on speed, rhythm, accuracy of the patient. You can adapt and rate the activity on the basis of the speed, rhythm, and accuracy. So the second activity is Take Me Out. So the materials used in this activity is the scrubber and a thread. So what you can do is you have to like stick this thread to the scrubber and instruct the child or the patient to just take this thread out. So you just have to instruct them to take this thread out of the scrubber. So you can just adapt this activity by using the patterns in the scrubber, like by just putting it in a straight line, or you can just grade the activity by putting it in a zigzag way or the pattern. You can also use the color threads. So different colors of threads can also be used, and you can like say them to separate it out. So the third activity is scoop push. So in this activity, you just require an old chain. You can just take the beads from an old chain like I've done. So, or you can go for the pulses or the rice, which is readily available in the kitchen. So you can just instruct them to like take this beads width and the detergent scooper. So they have to just take this and put it in any one target. You can just create the activity by just giving them an ice cream tray with the markings of the numbers. So what they have to do is they have to scoop like one. If there is a one, they have to scoop only one bead and put it inside. So if there is two, they have to scoop two beads and they have to put it inside the number 2. So like this can create the activity. So the fourth activity is blow me out. So the materials required is a straw and foils. Instead of foils, you can even have papers or tissue papers. So it can adapt the activity if the foil is available. So by giving the foil first, what they have to do is you can make it into balls or small pieces, and you can make them blow it, or you can just instruct them to make the balls and blow it. So what you can do is you can adapt the activity with the size of the straw, or you can the weight of the material according to the weight of the material. So alternatively, if there is no straw available, what you can do is you can just use an empty powder box. You can just squeeze it out. So see the target here in my hand, the foil. So you can just squeeze it with the powder box available. So just using this powder box also improves their hand strength and their cognitive perceptual skills and also their hand function skills, and it is aromatic too, so it's pleasing. So the fifth activity is trick or treat. So in this trick or treat, you can just provide them small toys like this, like these are the toys, which is which you get from the Kinder Joy and all. So you can just use these toys and make them say a story. So that story is actually a good one, and you can just set a timer. So they have to tell a story within the time limit. So if they actually complete it successfully, can give them reinforcements. So sixth activity is stickers. You have to instruct them to stick this thread in the place of hair, and you can tell them any gender like a boy or girl or any preferred hairstyles, and bindi or chunky for eyes, and you can just give them a pen or a marker and let them draw any kind of expression. Like I can just say that expression like smiling girls. So the seventh activity is going to be Who Am I, which is based on the cortical sensation that we know as stereognosis. As the stereognosis states, in the absence of their visual and auditory sense, using only their tactile sense, they can identify what object is that. So to start with, if car is their favorite object, in the car, and you can just occlude their vision, and you can just make them say what object is this only by touching.
So we start with the question and answer session. I would request Dr. Sophia ma'am to kindly proceed with the question.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. And the activities which she has displayed are quite easy and can be used at home. My question is, how are you going to adapt this activity for adults and for children? Because it should be pleasurable also, and it should be for different age groups, you'll have to adapt it in a different manner. So how will you do that?
Thank you for your question, ma'am. So I can actually based on the interest, ma'am. So based on their interest, using interest checklist or whatever, we can just grab their interest, and if it involves pediatrics, more of this colorful toys, and as I've shown some toys and narrative stories can be incorporated. If adults, their favorite movie characters or movies or some famous personalities, national leaders can be given so that they talk from that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request Dr. Abhay Gaidhani sir to proceed with questions.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I understand your activities, what you demonstrate, rather your solutions, but I'm not clear about the problem actually. What are the problems that you are addressing by this activity or want to solve through these activities? Can you help me understand that? Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the question. So I'd like to start with, as I've named it as handy pedicog, it mainly focuses on the hand function skills like the reach, grasp, prehension, and hand manipulation and release. And when we go towards the cognitive components, their attention, concentration, memory, orientation, sequencing, judgment, problem solving, etc. can also be addressed. And when we move on to the perceptual components, their color perception, depth perception, right-left discrimination, and figure ground perception, spatial orientation, etc. can also be improved, and even their coordination can also be improved. Their eye-hand coordination, bilateral coordination, like symmetrical coordination, and also the asymmetrical coordination, sir.
Yeah, just one thing. I mean, I was asking actually, who are who are you targeting? Who will be your users, end users for this? I mean,
most probably the every aspects of pediatric, geriatric, except the I would like to emphasize a contraindication, so it would be better for the indication, because we can maximum use it for everyone. If we just who are not my target population is the cerebral ataxia and some multiple injuries in the hands and arthritis. So spinal cord injury patients can not actually be preferred for this activity, sir.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I will now request Dr. Sameer, sir, to kindly ask the question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I seen that very simple measures which can be taken for this thing, that what multiple disorders you have explained. One thing I want to know, that in which psychiatric disorder you want to use it, and what is new in your project, which was not present earlier. But we tell patients to use a simple lock and key model or something like that to use at home. So what is new in this?
New in this is that many easily readily available things can be taken, even a paper can be used for the interventions. So new thing is that based on their interest we can pick the object for the interventions, which involves more cooperation.
And which psychiatric disorder you want to?
Psychiatric disorder, most commonly it would be very safe for neurosis, and with psychosis we can provide with supervision, sir. Dementia, etc.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to request Dr. Raghuram sir to proceed with questions. Sir, please.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's a good presentation. I would like to know the therapeutic values of these activities. Can you list out the any unique therapeutic values?
Yes, sir. Thank you for your question. So therapeutic values hand function, coordination, their cognition, perceptual skills can actually be improved, sir. Physical skills also too.
Is it specific for the particular age group or for all the ages?
For all the age groups, sir. We can adapt and modify the activity according to the age group, sir. Target population.
So you mean to say it is more useful for the CBR perspective?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, all the judges. Thank you, Tabitha. We'll move on to the next entry, that is 24.
Hello everybody, my name is Merit Kaur Chahal and my topic for Enigma Thrift Tech is The Stroke Strikes Again, ICH. Spontaneous intracerebral hemorrhage, or ICH, is the second most common cause of stroke with little consolidated knowledge about its treatment, and hence which leads to a higher mortality. The cumulative stroke incidence
She is not audible.
Ma'am, can you start again? My video paused in the very beginning.
Vaishnavi, please unmute yourself.
Sorry. Dijishul, can you please mute everyone, because I'm not the host, so I cannot mute everyone. Dijishul?
Piyush, please come in. Piyush, if you're online, kindly come in.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Vaishnavi, you can address the issue.
Please mute everyone, or else make me the host so that I can do so.
Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'll start the video again.
Hello, everybody. My name is Merit Kaur Chahal, and my topic for Enigma Thrift Tech is The Stroke Strikes Again, ICH. Spontaneous intracerebral hemorrhage, or ICH, is the second most common cause of stroke with little consolidated knowledge about its treatment, and hence which leads to a higher mortality. The cumulative stroke incidence in India is approximately 105 to 152 per 100,000 person per year. Despite marked advantages in surgical techniques and understanding, the prognosis of ICH remains devastating. The focus of this abstract is finding economical ways for treatment of ICH, reducing the deaths and DALYs, that is, disability adjusted life years, and also the understanding of neurogenesis. Okay, so one of the important factors that can be improved on is DNT, that is door to needle time. Faster time of treatment is associated with better clinical outcomes. The international benchmark for DNT for administration of alteplase, that is TPA, is 60 minutes. But of course, shorter times can be achieved by improving pre-hospital logistics and other area-specific interventions for better patient outcomes. Next up, identification and establishment of stroke surveillance in rural areas. That is ASHAs, bringing both cases of acute and chronic strokes to the hospitals, which obviously improves time efficiency and hence transpires to better results. Last premise that I want to talk about and lobby is predictors of hematoma. For this, we just need an MRI machine and EG machine, keeping in mind the economical aspect of our theme of topic, thrift tech, since we obviously do not require any major neurosurgical equipment. WHML, that is white matter hypertensive lesions, serves as a determinant for the size of hematoma. EEG serves as a screening tool for pre-stroke cognitive impairment, which helps in the early detection of dementia. Conclusively, the concept that I want to focus on in a nutshell is pre-treatment, pre-hospital multiple factors, including triage, that is identification of the stroke, delay reduction measures, bleeding site, prevention of recurrent stroke by controlling the risk factors, and identification of coagulation and anticoagulation status of the patient. Hence, a study-based investment at a hospital can significantly reduce the number of deaths and disabilities caused by ICH. Thank you.
Okay, so we start with the question answer session.
And I would like to request Dr. Sophia Azad ma'am to proceed with her questions. Ma'am, please.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. And you intend to, what do you intend to actually do for these patients? Well, it is a kind of early detection or what?
Ma'am, since all the major neurological problems are very expensive to treat, since going for the neurosurgery or not is also kind of conflicting as of yet. So my aim is to create pre-hospital management and pre-hospital measures that can be created before the actual going for the surgery or not, such as DNT and all the MRI tests that I have mentioned. It is basically creating an accumulative pre-hospital management.
Okay, and where do you intend, I mean, where this management will be done?
Ma'am, it is also, ma'am, it is currently being practiced in St. John's uh, St. John's Hospital, Bangalore. They have reduced their average DNT from 52 minutes to 32 minutes. And it is just being practiced there, and which have significantly reduced their deaths by ICH. So basically, I want this to be practiced all over India by already existing means.
Okay, thank you.
I would request Dr. Abhay Gaidhani sir to kindly proceed with the question.
Yeah, thank you for your presentations. I really not clear about what actually are the components of your pre-hospital management, and how will you categorize patients who will need what kind of surgeries or other interventions?
Sir, as I mentioned in my second point, ASHA workers are should be trained to. Sir, it is currently being practiced in my own city. That is DH of my own city. ASHAs are they are trained for the stroke surveillance of my city in rural areas. So that is one of the pre-hospital measures that I want to implement. And secondly, I want to reduce the average DNT, which is a major factor for the treatment of ICH.
That's what I'm asking. How would you reduce that average DNT? And you are training ASHAs on what actually? Surveillance means what actually they are doing? Yeah.
Sir, it is a stroke surveillance measure that they are being trained for the symptoms of the stroke. That how to identify patients who have the who like who are more being like who are more susceptible to stroke. Identification and training of ASHA workers.
Okay, thank you.
That is my concept and idea. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Now I would like to request Dr. Sameer Yelvatkar sir to proceed with his questions.
Thank you for your presentation. I want to ask you that you talked about door to needle time in cases of intracranial hemorrhage. So why we want to have a door to needle time in intracranial hemorrhage?
Sir, basically to administer the thrombolytic agents as soon as possible.
But in intracerebral hemorrhage, obviously the hemorrhage has happened. Why we want to increase the hemorrhage?
No, sir, not increasing the.
Because this thrombolytic agents are used to dissolve the clot. The hemorrhage has happened. That is a different pathology.
Sir, when the clot is created, sir, hematoma, sir, once the hematoma is created, we want to dissolve the hematoma.
So it will not increase the chances of increase in hemorrhage of what has happened earlier because of ICH?
Sir, this is the.
It's a simple thing that agent which is used will increase the hemorrhage. Let some vessel is ruptured, so there are higher chances that we are giving thrombolytic agent. It will increase the hematoma.
Sir, we do not want the secondary damage to occur to the brain. So that is why TP agents are also given in ICH patients.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I will request Dr. Raghuram sir to kindly ask his question.
Okay, madam. I would like to know what will be the expected outcome of your as per your objective.
Yes, sir.
What will be the expected outcome as per your objectives?
Sir, the expected outcomes is better. Sir, the expected outcome is better detection of the patients, early detection of the patients, since ICH patients require treatment as soon as possible. This is the main goal, to detect the patients as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Mayapri. We'll move on to the next entry. That is the last for the day and last for our event. That is 25. So yeah, here we go.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Ravi, and I represent Team MedMan. We've come a long way from when our transactions used to be through a wallet, and today we can't even imagine any transaction without our Paytm or GPays, or even without our phones for that matter. But why do we lag behind when it comes to something so important as our health, not just wealth? That is exactly what we address.
We're not able to hear him. We lost.
Vaishnavi ma'am, you are muted.
9.67.
You cannot hear it?
It in between for a few seconds. I mean,
Yeah.
You can start.
Please start.
Please start again.
Okay, sure.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Ravi, and I represent Team MedBand. We've come a long way from when our transactions used to be through a wallet, and today we can't even imagine any transaction without our Paytm or GPays, or even without our phones for that matter. But why do we lag behind when it comes to something so important as our health, not just wealth? That is exactly what we address through this MedBand over here. So relevance to the problem, there's something called the value measure, which represents the combined satisfaction of the patient and electronic health record of patient treatment. To say the least, India is terrible at it. There's almost negligible electronic health record representative by a score of 39.67. But more importantly, it's so frustrating for the physician to order the same test again and again, just because the patient does not even know about his very basic medical history. Aims of the MedBand include a standardized, individualized medical database resource that the patient wears on his own hand and carries with him at all times. Because you never know when an emergency is going to come up, whoever can have a syncopal episode. The other important thing is that it is very reasonable and standardized and reduces the burden and dependence on the patient himself for making gross errors when it comes to history taking. Moving on to the product particulars, when you see the front has the MedBand logo, which standardizes it, but when you flip it, you will find a unique barcode towards the end. What will happen when you scan the barcode is ahead, but it's just 5 millimeters thick, and the sizes will depend from XS to XL, but very light, convenient to wear. No, you don't even realize you're wearing it. Once you scan, the following page appears, the main web page, which has the patient credentials, but importantly, any allergies, any triggers, any medications that the patient is on, and any important information that is important when you scan the first page, like allergy to penicillins or an asthmatic patient, so that a random stranger can know what to do, what to help, and call the relevant person. The supplementary page has any other relevant data which might be of importance, like family history, but not of immediate concern. Moving on to the mechanism and working. The barcode is on the back to avoid any privacy issues for anyone just scanning. The software has a universal database, but also a different app for the doctors, because you need to log in your own credentials and your registration medical number to avoid that any general population can just add on their data. The data is only viewable to the general population. The process involves a voluntary leg, which involves an application form and incorporating the MedBand database to your existing Aadhaar card infrastructure. We don't want to burden the system by adding another segment. Also, not everyone will be so voluntary to take up the MedBand on the very first visit. So someone who goes to the hospital for the very first time, there needs to be a facility to offer the MedBand and link the MedBand facilities to the hospital itself. The target audience is obviously the healthcare workers, but also importantly the patients, which includes not only people seeking treatment, but regular health checkups, right? Like any hypertensive patient who goes to the blood pressure monitoring needs to have a MedBand record data there. Impact is enormously beautiful, reasonable, convenient to wear, and fashionable. I don't have to tell you how the masks in COVID became such a huge gig when we privatized it to Puma and other companies. So it has a huge market. So it's a self-sustaining project. Universal health coverage and transcends educational and social financial barriers. My grandmother does not need to know how to use a phone to wear a MedBand. It's the doctor's job to get the relevant data. The scope and potential are immense. Two spin-offs there, the emergency MedBand, a specific subset of the population like schizophrenics or asthmatics, who you want to track at all times, might have a GPS privilege there. You can read the rest. The virtual MedBand is for people who already have something like the Apple Watch and do not want to wear another extra thing. So it does not replace, but complements. The logistics and feasibility. Even at max, the cost of making this comes down to selling it for less than 100 INR. Government subsidies can even decrease it because it's a huge target with respect to the sustainable developmental goals. The challenges are as follows, which can easily be answered if any of you have the following questions. But our plan of action works like this. Stage 1, in 2021 itself, we have the pilot project. Moves on to stage 2, voluntary purchases, then privatization of resources. Final goal is to integrate it with the government health schemes. We have a few FAQs. If someone wants to ask them, most welcome to address them. But I would want to end with the most important ethical consideration that our band itself stands for. Your health is your property, its knowledge, its updates, and its use. It's only right it revolves around your risk, my friends. Know the future, wear your health. Thank you so much from Team MedBand.
So we'll start with the question and answer session. Dr. Sophia, ma'am, kindly ask your question, please.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. It looks very promising for the health sector. And again, my question will be like, India is a rural based population. So again, to teach these the people from the rural areas, how are you going to address that area?
All
People
right.
from the
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the question. I think that helps the product itself. We do not expect people wearing the medband to understand what it carries in its most intricate sense. We do not need any technical knowledge for them to be able to understand and use it. It's not electronic. It's just scannable. That's the point there. So we obviously understand we have relatives or we have friends. We'll have everyone uses a phone these days. So if God forbid something happens, you don't know anything what to do with the patient, you can just scan it, and you will, even if you don't understand the medical details, you'll get the contact of the relevant person you can contact in case of an emergency. So like I said, my 90-year-old grandmother can just wear it. And again, firstly, we don't necessarily need to force anyone. Some people might be health conscious. They might be it's a good product, I want to use it to enforce on my health. Some people might be like, I don't want to wear another thing on my hand, like for example a lot of us over here. But if it comes to my grandmother, I would definitely want to give one to her to ensure her safety. So it'll be a self promoting thing.
Okay, thank you so much for your. Thank you.
Now I would like to request Dr. Abhay Gaidhani sir to proceed with his questions.
Yeah, it's indeed a wonderful innovation and a huge potential to scale as well. But a few challenges still remain. One thing is, you said it is replaceable, but how the data is protected? Are the encryptions and other things followed in your website? And second thing is, if suppose I lost my medband and someone found it and he can access my data, in that case, if I lost, do I have a option to lock my data? Third thing, I have a lot of questions, but I thought few important that you could look into it when you're working. What is a benefit for doctors to participate in it, other than just getting the patient data? I mean, because he has to put in the input source, I believe, is mainly the doctors or the patients. Yeah, I'm not very clear actually who puts the data in on the website actually.
இவனுங்கெல்லாம் வரவே இல்லையே
Vaishnavi, you can mute Vijaya Darshini and Deborah Lobo. Two people who are speaking.
Yeah, Avi, that's from my side. Please go.
Yes, sir. I've mentally noted down your 3 questions, so I'll try to answer them to the best of my potential. I think first, starting with the replaceable concept, right? So the replaceability of the band itself, like I introduced something called the virtual med band as well, right? So I stressed on something that people might have something like the Apple Watch, or there is a concern that we have our phones. Why do we wear another thing with us, right? So people who are tech savvy, who feel comfortable, can definitely add something called the virtual medband, which will act for all the same reasons. But I still don't call it replaceable, because again, if you have someone having a syncopical episode in a theater, God forbid, I would not feel comfortable going into his pocket, taking out his phone and scanning the virtual medband, right? But if I'm just flipping his band, it is much more relevant and much more obvious that I'm on his concerns side, right? So also personally, I don't feel I'm comfortable always taking any random stranger to the hospital. It might practically be too much a hassle for me, but what I can definitely do is flip the band and call his relatives, right? Second concern is that of security issues. Understandably, the band can be lost. First concern there, how do you get your band again? That should not be a concern, because first, it's very reasonable. Similar to the situation, you lose your Aadhaar card, you can always get it back, right? Because you have a system infrastructure and it's not expensive. But where it comes to your information being leaked, like I mentioned, we have 2 pages there. First page is the main web page. Second page is the supplementary page. Now, when you flip it, that is the first reason you want to flip it, because you don't want any person to be able to scan it. But also we want it to be
easy enough to scan, because the purpose is for someone to be able to get to the right places, know the right information when time's required. Now, there will always be information that might be considered too private to be shared, but not as important of immediate concern, that can go on the supplementary web page, and accessing the supplementary web page can require the credentials of the patient. So the portal will have two kinds of algorithms. The first thing, like when you scan the Paytm of any marketplace, the first page comes is the first page itself, right? So that is how we tackle with that situation. The third question, if I correctly remember, sir, can you repeat the third question that you raised? I would like to.
I was just asking, how does the data, I mean, who puts the data actually in?
Yes,
Input source, yeah.
When it's about, so first, the benefit to the doctors, definitely in my hospital, I've seen ordering the same tests again and again because the patient doesn't have the reports, he doesn't know. So that helps definitely. Secondly, how it will not be a hassle for the doctor is you are not intentionally, like consciously putting in inputs every time. You don't need to log in with your credentials every time. Your app is the app on your phone as the doctor, you're self logged in. Every time you scan the patient's barcode from your phone, it assumes that you are logging in. So it is not a process that again and again it's too much effort. It's as convenient as you scan a Paytm code, which I personally have realized that I've stopped using cash. And one thing I also wanted to very essentially mention, I've been wearing a band on my hand for the past 3 years now, because I wanted to just evidently make it sure for myself how convenient or inconvenient is it for me to be able to wear another band. So I personally have realized it just feels like a part of my body. So if I'm conscious enough for my health with something so light, it will not be an issue.
Okay, thank you. All the best, Ravi. Thank you.
Dr. Ravi, I would also request you to kindly stick to the time. We have already exceeded 5 minutes.
Sure.
At the same time, I would request Dr. Samir sir to kindly proceed with this question.
Yeah, a very innovative device and band what has been invented by you. What I think is, why not to integrate it into Aadhaar or some kind of card, that why to wear that band? Because nobody will like to have it. And that age what you are propagating is like 50 plus. So why he wants to wear a band? So why not to link with Aadhaar or something like that, to put in the Aadhaar number, or using biometrics, we can use it.
Okay. So thank you so much for the question, sir. Again, we extensively brainstormed this idea, like why a band was the question. So first situation, the phone problem, I've already explained. A lot of people might not be tech savvy enough. But secondly, again, where will you put your Aadhaar card? In your wallet, right? Again, if I am in a movie theater, I will not reach out for your wallet, right? Because you will not realize what the other person is intending to do. Frankly, I will not feel comfortable doing that. But someone who's wearing a band on his hand, I just have to flip it. It's very evident, it's very clear. The reason that I'm doing it is to help you with your health concerns. Thirdly, I completely accept not everyone will be willing enough. Oh, I don't want another thing on my hand. So we are not mandating it. We trust this product completely. Start with giving it to someone you feel might actually need it. Gradually, now the second leg of my phase was similar, that we're not mandating it. Once a rural person or person who's not medically literate that much goes to the hospital, the doctor himself is going to promote it, because it's going to make things easier for him. And then you're kind of actually carrying your health information around your wrist. So I hope that sticks to the time and answers it.
Thank you. Other thing was that we are extending time, but just think, like using biometrics like thumb impression or something. Can we don't use it, like linking with it Aadhaar, not wearing band?
Can be, but again, that setup might require a little too much hassles to some extent. And then there are concerns with fingerprinting itself, not as much, but can definitely.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Now I would like to request Dr. Raghuram sir to proceed with his questions. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's a very good innovative idea. Thanks for your presentation. Just I would like to ask, what is your ultimate and how will you validate this?
All right. So, sir, again, I explained it in a plan of action. Just to keep it brief, our ultimate goal is is definitely to reach out to everyone. In 5 years, if this gets executed, I almost see a ban on almost everyone's wrist. How that will happen is not by making my own company in a different way, definitely integrating it with the existing government setup. But obviously, any innovation requires proof on the ground. And to make it self-sustaining, we are more than willing to get the help from branding companies, because obviously they want profits. And I think I see so much of profit potential for those companies. And at the same time, it will not make it inaccessible to other people. So what will happen? You go to any facility or online, you calibrate your number, you get a unique number, right? After that, what happens? You get your unique number, you can go to a store of Puma or Nike, you can choose the band you want, and they will calibrate that band with your unique number. So you have another band in whatever design, but with the same unique number. The very basic design can also be sold by the government itself at the best rate, which will be lesser than 100 INR. So any targeting the youth or adolescents, you want to go Nike, you want to go to Puma, get your own band. If someone's just wants it for the very basic concern that it is built for, the government is going to offer you the same purpose, right? So I think that helps.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Avi. Thank you, all the judges. So here we come to an end. So I would like to thank all the judges for being here, for giving their time, for giving all the inputs, which I'm definitely sure is going to help improvising each one of their concepts. So in the end, I would like to request everyone to please turn on their cameras. Let's have a group photo, like at the end of the event, with all the judges, with all the participants and the organizers. May I please request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras.
Good evening, madam. Madam, actually, I'm in the mall. I think I don't want to Sorry, I'm with my family members. But right now I'm in the car. So sorry
No
for the
worries.
inconvenience.
No worries, sir. We'll manage with the
Thank you
name.
for the opportunity, madam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Participants and everyone, please kindly turn on your cameras. Okay. DJ Shield, will you please take the snaps?
Piyush, are you online? Oh, he'll come back.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah. Can you please take the screenshot?
Sure. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, taking in 3, 2. Oh, hold on. Okay, 3, 2. Okay, I have a few. Done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, the organizing chairperson, Dr. Shiv Joshi, Vaishnavi, organizing secretary. Very nice presentation by all of the presenters and good organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for being here. It was great to have you. Thank
Yes,
you.
madam.
Again.
I would like to extend my thanks for the organizing team. Really, what is a good experience for all of us, and also for the participants and who are all participated to present in this session. So, on behalf of Sri Ramachandra, we would like to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, for your excellent organization of this event, and really appreciate that you asked us to be the judge. I congratulate all the participants. They did an excellent job, and hope all the new ideas that you have presented will be gradually implemented, or rather taken forward with your research. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, organizers, for having me in these sessions. It was all great presentations, wonderful innovations. Congratulations to all innovators who presented their ideas and proof of concept or even a prototype. So all the best for you in future, and thank you again.
Thank you, sir. So I look forward seeing all these 7 innovations in upcoming 5 years used actually in practical life. all the best wishes to everyone. Thank you, Shiv sir, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much, Nishi and Balaji, for arranging everything. It was a great help. I was earlier very much worried that I have just two co-organizers. How am I going to manage? But it was great having you. It was really great. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am, for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you. So, Shiv sir, we will conclude this meeting.
Yeah, I think that poetry slam is supposed to happen on the same platform, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah,
So I hand over the screen to the event head. Kindly take it.
sure. Yes. Was supposed to start at 7 on platform 1. This is 1, right? You are using platform
Yes,
1.
yes, sir.
All right. Anyways, we'll wait. I think they might be joining.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
So I think the team members for Poetry Slam, they're joining in, and we'll just wait for a few minutes. Ramya, are you saying something? We cannot hear you.
Ramya, you're not audible.
Ramya, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. I think you've been speaking to this team only, but we have not been able to hear anything.
No, some event, some stand-up comedy event is going.
Where is the tissue box? Tissues are
I think it should be on the bed, underneath your clothes and all. Yeah.
Aishwarya, are you using some microphone or some other device to talk? Maybe you want to just disconnect and try the audio of your laptop or mobile.
Ashwara, you're still not audible.
Is it something with the settings? Can you check your microphone settings? You're trying, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Now?
we can yes, sure. Go ahead.
I am extremely sorry for everyone who's here. Not the best start, but greetings to everyone who's taken the time to log in. A respected judge, Ms. Deborah Logo, and lovely participants. Very warm welcome to all of you. And let's begin with our first cultural event for this evening, which is Poetry Slam. We have our top 3 entries, Avi Singh, Sana Rahman, and Manognya, who have done a wonderful job with with representing their thoughts on bioethics by the means of poetry. So I'd like all of you to also do a mic and video test before we begin, so that we don't have glitches like mine. Also, a note from the judge that please see to it that your as in the entire landscape is seen, because ma'am wants to judge you based on your hand gestures and body posture while you're reciting. So can we have the first participant, Dr. Avi? Please do a mic and sound test.
I hope I'm audible.
Debbie ma'am is yes. Okay. Could you please stand a little behind so that we're able to see? I'm sorry, but
No, that's fine. I just adjusted my iPad to the right angle so that I'm visible enough. Yeah. Is this good enough, ma'am? Works.
Can we have Sana?
Am I audible? Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Could you say my name is Sana if you don't mind? I can't hear you too well.
My name is Sana.
Perfect. Thank you. Aishwarya, you're on mute.
Can I have the third participant, Manognya? Am I pronounced your name right? Yes.
Yeah. Manognya. Am I audible and visible? Everything's good?
You're audible, Manognya, but could you adjust so that we see more of you and less of your wall?
Yeah. Is this better, ma'am?
Right. Yeah. That's much better. Perfect. We can go ahead.
Before we begin with our entries having to perform their pieces, I'd like to give you a brief introduction of who our lovely lady here is. The judge we have for today is Deborah Logo, and by education, she's an economist, but a soft skills trainer by choice. She loves working with students and empowering them with communication skills. She's also worked as a trainer with the English language and a keen speaker. She has been in the Toastmasters movement since 2012, and she is currently the area director of F3 in District 121. So welcome, ma'am, and it's a privilege to have you here. So without any further ado, we'll have the first participant, Dr. Avi. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, Ashwara. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, respected judges. So I absolutely loved the 4 themes that were given for our poetry slam. And I think I resonated a lot with something in very specific, which was the atypical way how you were supposed to treat a doctor. And I chose to go in a certain direction, which resonates to not any specific treatment, but the most important
atypical way we've forgotten the day we choose to become doctors. So without revealing further, I will start with my poem ahead, which is titled Not Just Another Doctor. The breathing dropped, the heartbeat stopped, and there he stood besides his dying father, unaware and shy, baffled by the panic he felt that flooded the room. The little boy, nonchalant, a man to be soon. Hey, buddy, I called to cheer him up. So what do you want to be when you grow up? A doctor like them. A doctor like them, but better. His lips smiled as he said, but he dropped a tear, carrying all the sorrow his eyes read. A doctor, he said, just like me, just like you. But what he asked next is what moved few. What kind of a doctor should I be? Should I be a surgeon who's always behind that mask? Or should I treat fractures? That seems too much a task. Maybe, just maybe, I could be a dermatologist and beautify. I think I'd go into pediatrics. I really can't see babies cry. And then, just then I heard a voice, pleased and polite. I'd like to answer that, my boy, if I might. The kind you should be is the kind you haven't seen. What line you choose hardly matters. What kind really does, I'll tell thee. Be, if you must, the kind who's courageous. He who won't be afraid when the decisions to operate. He who knows he'd never play God, but neither is he scared to scar his track record. Be, if you must, the kind who's confident. Trust your wit, because times will be tough, and never regret, because experience will never be enough. Be, if you must, the kind who's honest, because the compromised health of a patient, it's not a guilt you'd want to live with. Be, if you must, who's a patient listener. He who'd always have more to know than ever to teach. Be, if you must, the kind who's polite. The kind who would choose not what's easier, but always what's right. Be, if you must, the kind who's passionate. He who gives it all and leaves nothing to fate. Be, if you must, the kind who's compassionate. The kind who serves society and not caters clients. A lot with white coats graduate each year and acquire fame. A lot with white coats graduate each year and acquire fame, but be, if you must, the kind that can justify the doctor before their name, the kind that can justify the doctor before their name. Thank you.
That was lovely, Dr. Avi. We can have the next participant, Sana. Congratulations.
Can I start?
Yes, Sana.
So the topic is COVID on my mind, and the title is Paradise Lost, inspired by John Milton's Paradise Lost. Something old, something new. The world woke up to a novel flu, spread far and wide like the wind blew, taking more lives than it could chew. The hospitals flooded with the longest queues, and patients in the need of attending to. People stopped their rendezvous, both the poor and the well-to-do. Scarcity of food, paychecks due. Humanity's in crisis, everyone knew. Social isolation a solution drew, but people got closer to. People got closer to, families at home grew. Days, weeks, and months flew, and year passed with no breakthrough. A light of hope, a vaccine came, and articles spew, and people confused at what to do. The world order, the flu did screw, but it did teach us humanity too. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Sana. Can we have the next participant? Vinodhi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Can I start?
Could you say my name is Manognya?
Okay. So, good evening, everyone.
You're frozen.
Manognya, it seems your screen is freezing a bit. It's okay. Maybe you can start speaking. If ma'am is fine, if she can listen to you, it should be okay.
Is it better now? Is the connection better now?
Ma'am, can you please confirm?
Have you been spotlit? One moment.
Yeah, no, I'm visible.
Yeah, you're visible and audible. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So the title of my poem is "See You Tomorrow," and please lend me your ears for a few minutes, and we'll find out why. So I masked my emotions like I masked my face. My glasses, they fogged with sweat, or was it tears? Day in and day out, I said to my patients, "See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow." Every day I said, "Just one more needle, just one more machine. You will get better, and I will see you tomorrow." Every day I did some, and I tried some more. Like a raft on choppy waters, I kept going, just to be able to say, "See you tomorrow, see you tomorrow." I took home with me the virus and its friends, anxiety and insomnia, and a background score of beeps. Before leaving, I always said, "See you tomorrow, see you tomorrow." The beeps, they fumbled, so I rushed to your side. I gave my everything, and then some more. But then they fell silent, and now I won't ever see you again.
For the three wonderful entries. Yes, Manognya, are you done? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, again, as I was saying, we've had three wonderful entries, and good luck to you all till Debbie ma'am takes a few minutes and calculates all her scoring that she's done for you guys. Is there anything that anyone would want to share during this time? Because, well, we need to give ma'am at least 5 minutes to take her decision. Anyone? Okay, so how is Ethos so far? I believe that many of you have participated in some other events as well. I saw Dr. Avi just before we started Poetry Slam.
So I want to start. I heard Dr. Ravi's pitch about the med band. Very
Right.
interesting, and he did it very nicely. I was really impressed, and he handled the questions very well. In fact, when your judges are, exceeding the time limit and still asking you questions, I mean, that just goes to show how innovative your idea is. So kudos to that.
That is wonderful.
Thank you so much, Manogya and Aishwarya and everyone at Ethos. I would just want to like a little backstory behind how it came out to be. I think I cannot thank everyone for bringing such opportunities to us. I think there's so much of untapped potential in medical students, but we just don't realize it till the time we're given opportunities. Like when that competition comes up, and so I was a big fan of Shark Tank, and I was like, really, when will something like that happen for medical students, right? And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to give the flavor of medicine to every kind of a competition, and Ethos has been doing that so beautifully, like reading the names of those competitions, Ethoscan and Ethiview. It's like it gives you such an adrenaline rush. And at the same time, I've just realized that like we're just students at every phase in our lives. And I mean, the fact that winning or losing becomes secondary says a lot about the quality of your events. So thank you, Dr. Shiv, and everyone, because I cannot fathom the name of everyone who's responsible for this big event, but it's been such a great experience.
Dr. Shiv is really happy because he's put in a lot of effort, and yeah, I guess we've been working, I hope hard enough, but it's been nice. It's been really wonderful. Even as being part of the organizing committee, it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you, sir. So I guess Debbie ma'am is back, and ma'am, do we have the results with us?
We do have the results with us. But if you could give me a moment, I'd like to congratulate all the participants. All the videos that I received were indeed a great job. Kamla, would you like to mute yourself? I know I've made the mistake earlier. Oh, thank you so much, Kamla. So yes, as I was saying, fantastic job, all you lovely participants. I was touched when I read and I heard all the poetry in the preliminary round itself. To me, a doctor needs to be dedicated. A doctor needs to be observant. A doctor needs to be compassionate. A doctor needs to be thorough. A doctor needs to be organized. And a doctor needs to be reliable. If you can write poetry, you have the heart of a doctor. And I want all your numbers because I know all you doctors are going to be fantastic doctors. And I want to come to you. I love the fact that you are interested in poetry and you've all done a super job. Coming to our three finalists. While I loved each and every entry, I would like to talk about the three finalists today. Dr. Avi Singh, I loved the depth in the written matter that you wrote. You spoke about the utopian doctor that we are all looking for. I loved the idea, I loved the concept, I loved the written matter. As a judge, I was also asked to judge you on your written matter as well as the delivery. Your delivery, again, I have scored you very, very high. Your vocal speech was great. You were very clear. Earlier on in the program, you were not as clear, but I found in the poetry slam, you were very clear. Your enunciation was super. And there was a lovely flow to the whole poetry. Congratulations for that. Your non-verbal expression, super. Congratulations. If I have one recommendation, Dr. Avi, I think in the beginning when you spoke about the death of the boy's father, perhaps you could have had a more solemn face that would have conveyed more of the hurt the little boy was feeling and the sadness. But overall, super job. Congratulations.
Definitely taken, ma'am. Thank you.
Dr. Sana. Is it the Dr. Sana? I'm not sure. Or is it Sana?
I'm a final year student, ma'am, not a doctor yet.
not a doctor yet, but I'll still save your number because that was a fantastic depth to your poetry. Good, congratulations. But more than the written, what appealed to me was your delivery, your use of your hand language, your sign, your facial expressions, your hand gestures. Super.
Thank you, ma'am.
If I have to make one small suggestion here, I prefer your entry in the preliminary round. And the only reason for that is because you were standing.
Yes,
and you were able to give more of the body language.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes,
but
ma'am.
Super job. Congratulations, Sana.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have our third participant today in Manognya. Is it Dr. Manognya or Manognya?
It's Dr. Manognya.
All right. I do not want to call a doctor not a doctor because your doctors are doing a tremendous job. So, Dr. Manognya, super job. I felt the depth of your emotion. May I ask, did you actually lose somebody close to you?
Like they were patients, but they became close to me because I had this one patient. He was there in my ICU for 45 days. Till the last moment, he was fighting. He had that will, and just even thinking about it right now, yeah.
Yeah, I could see the emotion in you. That emotion really touched me both in the written and the delivery. What is a good poetry? Good poetry is something that touches you. So yes, I love the written. I loved the delivery too. As compared to the preliminary round, I missed the backdrop of the hospital.
Yes.
The preliminary round had the hospital, so it gave it more of an effect.
Yes.
Yeah, but definitely your body language was way, way better today.
Yes.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we all give them a thunderous applause? By way of conclusion, I would like to give the final result. In place 3, I would like to award, or is it called runner-up? The second runner-up position, I would like to give it to Sana. First runner-up position, I would like to give it to Manognya. And for the winner of today, it has to be the little small boy who needs to know which kind of doctor he wants to be. Dr. Avi Singh, congratulations. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was wonderful. Thank you, Aishwarya. That's
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for all those who have logged in, and I hope that it's been a wonderful 20 minutes that you were with us, and congratulations to all today, all the winners, and to everyone who was here who had the opportunity to listen to something really nice. And I hope you took back something from this. And that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ashwarya, can I
Yes.
say something?
Yeah, sure.
Especially for Debbie, ma'am. I mean, like I already said, I think this already became much more than the first, second, third positions. We already got our reward by being able to feel and perform in front of all of you. But like something in specific for Debbie, ma'am, which what I felt we've been we are students, so we get opportunities to perform sometimes live, sometimes online, but where it's an absolute pleasure to feel someone whom just by judging has like in very subtle ways teaches you things. And ma'am, like we don't realize a lot of times, a lot of people don't explicitly teach you things, but the way you talk, the way you deliver, the way, the passionate way that you insightfully seen both the videos and this performance. It just inspires the small subset of medical poets to exist. And like I I I I don't know how much it says, but when you said that, there's the suggestion that you gave me, I mean, a lot of times it happens that, oh, there's another mistake that was found, but I felt like it was so honest and right, because uh, it feels like when I started reciting my poetry, I wasn't feeling it as much. By the time I reached to the middle, and someone can actually feel that and realize that, to the extent that you agree to it. I mean, so it's a privilege for all of us to just be able to gain whatever we did in the last 30 minutes from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Doctor.
With that, I guess we come to an end, unfortunately, but it was lovely having you all. So whoever is interested, we'll move on to the next program. We'll move on to the, I guess someone's mic is unmuted. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next program. Thank you so much, Devi ma'am, for being with us. Whoever is interested for the Haha Fest, please stay in tune. We have Veera Pansare, who will be taking over from here. And I'll take a leave because I've got another meeting to attend to another cultural event. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Aishwarya.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, sir.
The session
Yeah.
was quite nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we leave, I would like to congratulate Aishwarya for really making this a very memorable event. And of course, you are having other cultural events also in place. I was also thinking, before we move on to the next one, can we take a screenshot with Deborah ma'am? And yeah, we can just request everyone to switch on the cameras for a brief moment. And yeah, thank you. Aishwarya, will you do that? Or should I ask Piyush to do it?
Could you please ask Piyush, sir, because I'm
All right.
pressing
All right.
Control Alt and T, but it's not working.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. Piyush, can you come online? Yes. Okay. Piyush, can you come online? It's taking some time. Piyush, can you come online? All right. Anyways, maybe I can click a screenshot. Not an issue. We can all switch on our cameras for a moment. Yes. All right. If you're not comfortable, that's fine. If you do, it's really good.
Guys.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we lost Deborah, ma'am. Ma'am, we cannot see your video.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
I'll count. Yeah, I'll do it again. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Veera, would you like to take over?
Yes, thank you, Aishwarya. Welcome to the Haha Fest, everyone. Who in the world doesn't enjoy a good laugh? So if your laughter cannot solve your problems, it will definitely dissolve your problems and allow you to think clearly about how to solve them. So Ethos is back with one of the most awaited cultural events, the Haha Fest, an online stand-up fixture. After going through hours of entries, our judge, Mr. Aman Kumar Gupta, producer of the comedy collective The Dumped Heads, who is more popularly known as Gupta Ji Ka Ladka on Instagram, is here with us today. And we have our two finalists, Anders Spencer and Tusha Rangnekar. They will be judged on their content, their delivery, and the audience reaction. So I request whoever is possible and comfortable with it, please switch on your videos and your audios if possible, so that they can get a good judgment. And after a long day, I'm sure we all have a long face. And to give us our first dose of laughter, I call upon Anders Spencer, our first finalist. Anders?
Hi guys, good evening. Am I audible? Can you just somebody give me like a check if I'm audible?
Yeah,
audible?
go ahead.
Yeah. Yes,
Audible? Okay, so good evening to everybody. It's 8 p.m. over here in Chennai. I am Anders Spencer from Sriha University. So I'm going to be doing my stand-up comedy. They told me to do the same thing, so let me start. So I think one thing we all have in common is nobody likes to get misinterpreted information. Let's be honest. Who likes to get an information from somebody and then misinterpret it and then later realize that you were the dumb person or you misinterpreted it like in the wrong way? So this happened. True story. Okay, 4 weeks back, I got appendicitis. Okay, I was diagnosed with appendicitis, and the doctor was like, "You have appendicitis." I was like, "Cool, appendicitis. It's fine. Let's do it." And then he was like, "Yeah, you need to get a surgery, man, immediately. Laparoscopic surgery. Let's go." I was like, "Okay, fine, doctor. Let's go." And we went to the operation theater, and the doctor was like, "Okay, there are two things, Anders. Don't be afraid. It's a small minor surgery." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been everywhere. I know how it works." So the doctor was like, "This we'll give you anesthesia, general anesthesia." So I was like super excited. When I was a kid, I always had this thing. Okay, I don't know. It's weird for many people, but then I had this thing that I have to fight anesthesia. Like somehow I should fight it. Like whatever anesthesia they give me, my willpower, I have to fight it. Okay, so the doctor, like I went over there and the nurses, everybody was so sweet. They were like, "Hi." It's a surgery, but then everyone was so nice, and they tried to make it like not look scared, and even me. And then the doctor was like, "Okay, this Anders is the oxygen mask." I was like, "Oxygen mask? Whoa, oxygen mask. Okay, fine. This is oxygen, literally, doctor, from the cylinder." She's like, "Yeah, oxygen mask." She gave it to me. I'm breathing it in. Okay, and then I tapped the doctor. I'm like, "1 minute, I need to talk." She was like, "What happened?" She was like, I was like, "Doctor, should I breathe through my nose or my mouth?" She's like, "Whatever you're comfortable, Anders, just go for it." I'm like, "Oxygen, let's go, man." And then I take the deepest breath of my life. And then I don't know what happened. So basically, that was not the oxygen mask or the oxygen cylinder. It was anesthesia. So they tricked me. So this is what the doctors do, man. They always trick you. They'll be like, "Hey, man, just count to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, you're out." Like that's the whole point. Like I just feel betrayed. Exactly, I feel betrayed. Like I wanted to fight it. Okay, so the surgery got over. I'm waking up, and then the nurse is calling me, like she's calling, like some cute little puppy. Anders, Anders. I'm like, "Hey, whoa, what happened?" I'm waking up. I realize I can't move because it's paining away near my abdomen. The surgery is done. I'm like, "Wait, where's the anesthesia, man?" And then she's like, "Surgery's over. Bindas over." I'm like, "Over? What? And then bill is coming, like, oh my God, I look at the bill. I'm like, "But I wanted to feel anesthesia, doctor." And then I couldn't find the doctor also. So I'm standing, I'm standing right now. I mean, I'm actually sitting, but I'm telling you guys, I'm finishing this off without an appendix. I feel betrayed. Never lie to a patient. I know it was a joke. The doctor was just doing that for a trick, but then obviously you don't want to always get misinterpreted information. So I hope you guys enjoyed this thing. Thank you so much to the judges and the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you, Anders. Now for our second dose and our final dose of laughter, Tusha Rangnekar.
Hello, hi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Yeah. So I'm sorry, I sound really weird right now. I sound like a horse got castrated and cried all night. But yeah, so I'm Trusha Rangnekar, and basically I'm studying in third minor. And I call MBBS, I call it the gift that keeps giving. A lot of people anxiety and insomnia. But yeah, so basically a lot of people in my college over here, like they have a lot of beautiful talents. Okay, like they can draw, they can sing, they can like you saw, write poetry. I mean, there's such elegant, beautiful talents, and then you have me, and I'm like doing stand up. I mean, my mom, literally, she's my only fan. Like, she is my only fan. I'm telling you, that is the only reason why she sent me 500 kilometers away to study medical, so she could never hear my jokes again. I am not lying. So yeah, this entire medical school life experience, I mean, yeah, I know medical school life sounds so fancy and all, but it's just basically us roaming around in black and white uniforms and trying to pretend to take cases जब हमें सबको पता है किसकी case ले रही है, patients हमारी, of course. So basically, the other day we had to go to OBGYN, the obstetrics and the gynecology ward, to take a case, all right, for a newborn from the PSM department. And that really gave me a flashback from my second year when I was actually excited pre-COVID to get posted in all these nice departments. Because right now I'm posted in dentistry and it really doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, and so I had a full flashback, about a labor room experience. And a labor room experience is what I'd call, it's giving birth. It's such a tender, nice moment where you're delivering a baby, 5 hours of like pushing and like it's coming out of you, and then you're holding up this like shriveled creature close to your heart, which is covered in its own shit, and it's like, oh, hit me, I need to cry, so you get the gist of it. So like yeah, it's an experience for a lot of people. It's a beautiful moment, but thinking, when I actually thought about it, that poor lady had to scream and shout, and she had cuts all to her anal hole while pushing out a baby. And bonus points if your baby turns out to be an idiot like me and spends a whole lot of money to go to medical school. Listen, I would just sell that kid online, okay? I mean it. Or else I would just put it back in from where it came. I mean it. Like, oh my God. But lying down, I mean, I thought about it. And, when you think about it, what if it was you in that position? What if it was you lying down on that cold, hard bed and giving birth, and both your legs are like up, okay, in this position. And they're like these 40, somewhat 40, 20-year-old guys and girls who you've never seen before in your entire life. And they all want to look at what you're doing. And they're all like, oh, mujhe bhi dekhna hai, I want to see. Oh, I don't want to see. When they actually see you, it's like, you know. So, what I thought, I mean, if you ask me about it, dude, if I was in that lady's position, I would be getting performance anxiety. Like, from one side, the doctor is screaming, push, push, push. From other side, people are looking at my lady parts and fainting. Like, it's kind of a scary experience. I would just be like, मैं अपना बोरी बिस्तर पैक करके इधर से निकल रही हूँ. मुझे मुझे नहीं करना है ये. Like, okay. But anyways, I guess a lot of you must have watched Grey's Anatomy over here. Anybody who's watched Grey's Anatomy? Y'all can put your mics on, like for a second. I need a response. No?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a really dead response. Okay. But I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy, so joke is on you. Anyway, so a lot of my friends, we were just talking about, Grey's Anatomy and how they do anything and everything to just increase the storyline. And, badi kafi vivid storyline hai. Matlab, listen, in the storyline, there was this one thing where the doctor is falling in love with the dying patient. And trust me, I know, because if my dying patient had 10 mansions and 5 huge houses and hotels, I would have literally sweeted the T2 out of him. Like this chori sada karte paise bhi, I would have just taken it all. But yeah, that's the end of my set. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Trusha. And now let's welcome a fun-loving guy on stage and an introvert off stage. He doesn't do things by half, which is why he doesn't do stand-up comedy only part-time. Give it up, give it up, give it up for our judge, Mr. Aman Kumar Gupta.
Okay, hello guys, hello. Am I audible? Yeah? Okay, cool. Just a request, guys, can you please switch on your video and audio because it will be really helpful for me. Yeah, just please switch on your video and audio, guys. Otherwise, there is no point of performing me. Like I do my jokes, I laugh myself, and I'll get no response from you guys. Okay, cool. But yeah, great guys, great. Can we have a round of applause for you guys? Please clap for yourself, guys. Please. Thank you for participating and thank you for joining. Yeah, legit. Like you guys are a really nice audience, legit. Because from past 2 years, we all are doing comedy in Zoom, okay? And in Zoom comedy, it is very much irritating. Like, मतलब बहुत ही अलग तरह के लोग आते हैं यार Zoom पे. It is very much irritating. Trust me. I still remember I was hosting a show on Zoom, and there was a guy. His name was Deepak, and Deepak, he was a very fun-loving guy. He's a very chill dude. Okay. So I asked Deepak कि दीपक भाई आप क्या करते हैं? He was very fun loving, very chill dude. He was like वो अपना कैमरा उठा के दिखा रहा, बोल रहा देख ब्रो मेरा घर, देख ब्रो मेरा सोफा. Like suddenly दीपक अपने कैमरा का एंगल ऐसे करके बोलता है, hey guys, welcome to my vlog channel. And he's like, let's get started, और वो मीटिंग लीव करके चला गया. And I'm like, after 2-3 minutes तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आया कि what Inception has done to me, dude. Like मेरे को कुछ समझ ही नहीं है कि क्या हुआ है ये. Like legit, like you guys used your actual name on Zoom. Like what a decent name you guys are having. Like Trusha, Veera, what a decent name. Whenever we do shows on Zoom, audience में केवल राकेश, मुकेश, सुरेश ही आते हैं. एक बारी कमलेश आया था. I asked him to turn on his audio and video, वो दुन करके चला गया. It's like, it's nice, dude. See, I'm not getting any response to it. I'll laugh by myself. I don't have any issues, guys, but still nice. Okay, I'll tell you one story of one of my friend. Okay, like I have one best friend and his name is Saurav. Okay? Yeah, thank you for the response. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I have one of my best friend and his name is Saurav. Okay, but Saurav का scene क्या है ना कि like Saurav used to be a very dumb kid in his childhood. Okay, like Saurav इतना गधा बच्चा था ना कि वो आज की डेट में भी वेस्टर्न टॉयलेट पे इंडियन स्टाइल पे बैठता है. Like he's a very dumb kid, dude. And like Saurav, he is very underweight. Okay, like बहुत ज़्यादा underweight है, एकदम सूखा पतला काठी. ठीक है. Like Saurav इतना underweight है ना कि हम लोग उसको हर रोज बायोलॉजी लैब में skeleton की जगह उसको लगाते थे. और वो गधा बच्चा हर रोज skeleton की जगह पे जाके खड़ा भी हो जाता था. तो एक बारी हम लोग उसको ऐसा पोक किया कि अबे तू जाके बार खड़ा क्यों हो जाता है? लाइक लड़कियां छूती है भाई. हमारा बॉयज स्कूल था. सौरभ का दिल सामने वाले गुड्डू को देख के धड़कता था यार. गुड्डू गुटखा खाता था. वो इतना गुटखा खाता था, एक बार ड्राइंग का एग्जाम में उसको एप्पल का ड्राइंग दिया, वो थूक मार के कलर कर दिया. That's it, guys. Like I'll do one last joke, and because I know you guys are exhausted. आप लोग अपना कैमरा ऑफ करके रखा है. I'll do one last joke and then I'll leave. Like you guys are medical students, right? कोई यहाँ पे dentist है? Anyone is studying dentist? कोई? No? Okay. No offense, but sometimes I think कि dentists are the only person in the earth जिनके माँ बाप कभी उनको ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि तुमने जिंदगी में आज तक उखाड़ा ही क्या है. Yeah? Like बिना बात के दांत उखाड़ देते हैं यार वो लोग. Like I still remember, there is one of my friend, his name is Rahul. Okay, so when Rahul was as a 8-year-old, so he went to dentist for some problem, and what dentist did, he did a root canal over there. Okay, which is quite good. But later he came to know that that was his wisdom teeth. वो उसका wisdom का दांत था. And sometimes I feel कि शायद यही reason है कि क्यों राहुल आज तक प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बन पा रहा. Okay, guys, that's been my time. My name is Aman. You've been a very lovely audience, guys.
Thank you so much. Now I request our judge, Aman, please announce the winners and your comments.
Yeah, wait a second. Okay, yeah, so first of all, kudos to each and everyone, those who have performed. Please clap for yourself, guys, and please clap. Yeah, so we have 2 entries. One is Trusha and other one is Andres, if I'm not pronouncing your name incorrect. Yeah, it's a good pronunciation. Okay, nice. So talking about Andres, I just saw this set in the elimination round, which you did right now about the anesthesia. And like it is something fresh, what I say. This content is very much fresh. Like I never heard a guy who is very much addicted to anesthesia. Like I don't want to feel anesthesia, and it is very much fresh content for me. And your way of delivery was good. Your set was also very nice. And audience reaction, I'm just ignoring audience reaction as people are as people were not on cameras. I'm just ignoring that part. But based on your delivery, your accent, I know it's like a South Indian accent, which I like that accent. and your set, it was very much fresh set, which I say like the anesthesia one. And what I say, like I saw this set on the elimination rod in the video itself, but I enjoyed it also. Like in when you were performing live, it is also very much enjoyable. So kudos to you. You maintain the vibe over there only and there also. So kudos to you, Andres. And about Trush, yeah. And about Trusha, your expressions. Your expressions were on point, and your set that kid selling wala joke was mad. Like I was crazy on that time. I laughed at that time, but I was on mute. But yeah, that set, your set was also nice, and delivery was also nice. Based on your delivery, I just want to. I had just one suggestion: don't move very much. Okay, like control a pace. You were going very fast with your jokes. Just take pause, just deliver your joke, just take pause, wait for the audience response. And one more thing, you did a very great job when you said people, how many of you watched that Grey's Anatomy, can I get some response, which is we comedian used to do. Okay, like when people are not listening, let's take some attention. Why you guys are not listening? Because I'm there to make you laugh, guys. So kudos to your delivery was great, your set was great. And yeah, and one more thing, just take care of your time, because if you are in a competition, if you are in a contest, you have to take care of the time. Like in a perfect time slot, you have to maintain. Okay, so yeah, so kudos to you guys. Please clap for yourself. It really enjoyable. So the runner-up. So the runner-up is Trusha, of course, and the winner for the day is Andres. So please clap for yourself. Congratulations, guys. And thank you for having me. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Veera, and thank you all the organizing committee. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Aman. Congratulations to all the winners. And this brings us to an end of the Haha Fest. Shiv sir.
Thank you, Veera. I think it was a wonderful event, and the timing actually. After we've actually been attending the entire day of conference, and so the transition was very smooth, moving from poetry slam to the Haha Fest. We were like touched by the emotions there in the poetry, the sad ones mostly, more thoughtful ones mostly, and then in the Haha Fest we were like laughing our hearts out. So this was really wonderful to watch. Moreover, I really appreciate Anders as well as Trusha, who have been who delivered outstanding. Okay, so let's just agree. Okay, we are not comedians by profession, right? But something so passionate, if you can deliver something so passionately, that itself tells about how serious as a subject you think this is for you. So I think all of you have done really well. Thank you all the audience who attended, and we hope that we could make you laugh. Our delegate, our contestant here could make you laugh. I also thank Aman Kumar Gupta, who took his time and judged our event, because that was, of course, a very important task. Thank you. Moreover, I would like to thank Veera, who took the lead in coordinating this, and of course, the entire team of cultural events for Ethos 2021. We really had a good time. Thank you for making this possible.
Thank you, sir. Should we take a speech now? If you guys could please switch on your cameras for a minute.
Vida, you'll take the screenshot?
Yeah, I'll take the screenshot.
Okay, wonderful.
One, two, three. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You guys were amazing. You were amazing, though.
Congratulations, Trusha.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Veera, for like guiding and helping me throughout the whole process. So thank you so much. See you guys. Bye bye.
Piyush, we can close the session.
Yes, sir. I'll ask him to.
All right, sir.